true emptiness and marvelous existence are not two things. True emptiness and marvelous existence are the two aspects of one and the same truth, reality. Everything is. If you are enlightened, if you have the perfectly enlightened, marvelous mind, you will see this. Everything has this nature of emptiness, and at the same time, it has marvelous existence. And then you will see everything in the world is nothing but the faces of the Buddha and the body of the Buddha. When you hear the song of the birds, you hear the singing of the Buddha. When you see the beautiful flowers, you see the face of the Buddha. Everywhere. There's nothing that is not the manifestation of the Buddha. If you have the perfectly enlightened, marvelous mind, 원광묘심, you realize this. Thereby, in 1 second, you live thousands of years. Doesn't it sound great? In 1 second, you live thousands of years. Try. And so in this short life, you can live an eternal life too. Well, so we saw that the one Buddhist practice is the practice of Ironsang. And in actual practice, what you have to do is upon the enlightenment to the truth of Ironsang, you should know the mind which is as perfect, complete, utterly fair, and unselfish. Those are the 4 characteristics of the perfectly enlightened, marvelous mind. Again, what are they? It's a perfect, complete, utterly fair. What do you mean utterly fair? When you handle daily affairs, human relations, many people simply live with bias, prejudice, selfishness, so that they cannot handle things right. They cannot. So this circle provides your mind, perfect and enlightened, marvelous mind, originally perfect and complete, nothing lacking, perfect, complete. And this describes the state of mind where in meditation, or you are doing nothing. Just one mind, perfect and complete. Now, when you act, when you use your 6 sense organs, then of course you act. During that time, what is required is to keep the mind function absolutely, utterly fair. Utterly fair. There's no partiality, no selfishness. Okay, the other one is utterly unselfish. And that is the Buddha's mind, perfectly enlightened mind. And the Master Chung simply used one word, complete, perfect, complete, utterly fair, and unselfish mind, simply by one term. That is prajna, wisdom. And I have used 원광묘심 to call the same mind. So this is the heart of one Buddhist practice. Every moment, everywhere, anytime, if you have this perfectly enlightened mind, 원광묘심, you create happiness, paradise wherever you go. You can even change enemies to your friend. You see? Wouldn't that be wonderful? What does the Bible say? Love your enemy. But it's not easy to love your enemy. Why? Your liver is coming out through your mouth, when you hate somebody. How can you change your enemy? How can you love your enemy? Only if you are enlightened to this perfectly enlightened, marvelous mind, you can see all the bias, prejudice, selfishness are gone, and you treat them as if that person is your own kin. That's the way of changing a hell to a paradise. So, one Buddhist practice, first of all, you must know it. Only after enlightenment you know that prajna, wisdom of, perfectly enlightened, marvelous mind. Secondly, you must grow it. grow. At the beginning, it looks a small grow. From 10 watts to 100 watts to 1,000 watts of light, wisdom, prajna wisdom. And the Buddha's wisdom is like 1,000,000 watts bright. And yet, he can hide, conceal his light of the one God emotion, so that if somebody who is not enlightened look at him, he's just like us. He has one nose, two eyes. And if somebody pricks his big toe with a needle, he screams too. You know, like that. However, when he uses power to deliver sentient beings the light of the wisdom, 1,000,000 watts, his light of wisdom can reach the darkest place and cleanse. That's why we respect the Buddha, who came to the world 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago. Still we respect. WonBuddhism is teaching the heart of the Buddhism for the people in the mundane world. How? Well, we read at the end of the Dharma meeting, 9 essentials of daily practice, right? Number 1, 2, and 3. Most important. That is the summary of the whole practice of Buddhism. A summary. How that happens? Well, you know the Buddha. At the beginning, the Four Noble Truths. Number 4 is the Eightfold Noble Path, which is right view. You must have the right view of the world. If you have wrong view, to some people this world looks like a hell. Why? They have a wrong view. You know? Wrong view. You must have right view. Right view means the understanding of the reality, truth, ultimate truth of the universe. Right view. Right thought, especially volitions. People do, you know. The right view, right, thought, right speech. You know, this short tongue, 3 inches long, can destroy a country and can destroy a family, can create an enemy out of a good friend. You know what I mean? This tongue. So, right speech, right act, right conduct, which includes do not kill, do not steal, and then so on, 5. And then right livelihood. Your occupation should be a good one. In Buddhism, do not deal alcoholic beverages and like cigarettes, tobacco smoking, and the butchery, and those, and the arms steal. All those are unwholesome occupations. You should stay away from it. Well, Buddhism may not stand in this country. Why? What is the main food of this country? Meat, isn't it? But in WonBuddhism, we say, do not eat 4-legged animals without justifiable reason. Okay, so you can eat the fish and the chicken. Not okay, but if possible. And today medical science teaches red meat is the cause of cancer too, one of the causes. 4-legged ones. And so if possible, stay away from them. Moreover, Miran was saying that she doesn't eat 4-legged animals. Reason is if you love to eat red meat, then you develop hostility in your spirit, which is no good. Somehow, the blood going through creates the sense of hostility, cause of war in the world. And then number 6 is the right effort. This effort is important. Without effort, what effort?